Hey guys.
Alright folks, we're here today to check out the Patreon poll winner of the week, Feuerschwanz with Highlander. Their latest video. At least I believe this is their latest video. It is their latest video. I mean, why would I put it in the Patreon poll of the week if it's not the latest video? But anyways, these guys are celebrating 20 years of existence. They've been around for as long as you have been around.
Just a bit, yeah.
Which is quite impressive. And the way they're celebrating is they're putting together a record that is all English songs. Alright? Well, they're not English songs. They're not folk, traditional English songs. But you know what I mean. They're all in English.
Yes.
They're singing in English. They've never done that before. They've never done a whole English album. So they're doing that. And they're basically converting some of their tracks from other records into English. So it's like they're making their own covers of their own songs. Yeah. But now English. So it has that nice little twist. And they have people from other bands featured in some of the tracks. So they have Lord of the Lost, they have Windrose, they have Ordenogan, just to name a few. So that adds also some spice. They're doing an Assassin's Creed cover of a theme song of Assassin's Creed. I believe that's the last one on the track list. And then they have one brand new track that's never been released before.
This is cool. So, cool way to celebrate the milestone.
Yeah, it's a nice little package. But I also feel like this is going to be perhaps their crossover album. Because, you know, maybe they feel like in order for them to get a foothold in the North American continent, you need something that appeals to the market here. So I see this album as perhaps checking multiple boxes.
Yeah,
it's a nice way to celebrate the 20th anniversary. It's a nice way to put something together, but it's also a nice way to introduce perhaps the band to a market where, you know, there are fans of Feuerschwanz in North America, but if you want to appeal to a much broader audience, instead of singing in German, singing in English, we'll definitely do that. Just saying.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of that as well. All right? And I believe the name of the record is called Warriors. I don't quote me on that, but I'm 99% sure that I'm 100% correct. So, all right, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Warriors, yeah. Story checks out. I believe the original was in the last record that they released. I'm almost 100% sure. So, what did you think? Highlander. Oh, I love it.
Oh, dude, I think it's exactly what you were saying. Even if it wasn't meant to be that, it's obviously a nice way to have this record. I'm very excited for this because it's a nice, milestone achievement.
20 years is
20
a
years
long
is a long time.
Fuck.
And it's obviously a nice thing. But
By the way, before you go, sorry. Congratulations, 20 years. That's fucking amazing. So congratulations to all of you.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think it also has that double, like they put it out, but they know it's that double. It's like the North, not only North American audience, but I think
it's a more broader audience because
it's a way more broader audience. Yes.
If you're Spanish, if you're French, if you're Albanian, whatever, it's a lot easier for you. Most people listen to English-speaking music even outside of their own countries, outside of their own music, right?
Yeah.
So, I feel like if you're releasing an album in English, it's going to have a much broader acceptance. It's going to be easier for you to break into certain markets versus if it's just German.
Yeah, just German has only really worked for...
it's limited.
It's very limited. It's worked for Rammstein, but other than that, like...
But I think that the same could be said for a lot of bands that speak in their own native language.
True.
It's always
You're always gonna have a cap. You'll never have that sky rise. You'll always have the cap there.
Exactly.
Because you're limited by the language, right?
And you can look at other bands who sing in, like the first band that came to mind for me was Korpiklani, but they have songs in English.
Yeah.
So it's not like they don't have songs in English. So there's a little bit. And they're a different kind of band, even though they're a folk band. They're a different kind of band. But these guys have never released something like this. They've never done something like this. So I really feel like it's really a nice way to expand the horizon.
Exactly. It's one of those things where if they decide to do that North American tour or anything like that, mixing songs from this and like their normal repertoire. It soothes the North American.
It's more palpable.
It's very palpable to the North American audience, and I think it grows the band past Europe and past everywhere else. Like you're moving into the unknown waters, right? So I think after listening to the song and getting really behind it, I'm like, yeah, if I was a guy who was going to the show and there was a band on the set list. And there's these guys, and I don't know much about these guys. They play this song, but then they play some of the German ones. I'm in there. Because if you mix a couple of these songs in there, it allows a crowd that may not be familiar with your music to become familiar with the music. You know what I mean?
No, I get you.
So it's one of those things where it's not only an amazing thing to do for the milestone, but it's very... It's also, marketing-wise, it's a very good move.
Yeah, having said all of that, I prefer the version that's in German, though.
Oh, of course. Because we are not your normal North Americans.
No, I like this song. Like, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed this track. But after so many years of listening to this band, to listen to their own... I'm not talking about covers that they've done, obviously, in English and whatever. It's a different story. But I'm talking about, like, doing their own, like, material, their own songs and whatnot.
After hearing this band in German,
I just
hard
feel
to
like...
go back.
To be honest, for me, it is.
It's really hard.
For as much as I'm going to enjoy this record, because I really want to see what they're doing with these songs.
It's going to do the same thing. I think, honestly, it will do the same thing to people. Like, people who haven't heard of the band, that are going to hear the band for the first time or whatever. The English is what gets them in, and then listening to the German ones, it's going to get them from listening to the English to the... It's like baby steps. Right?
The other thing that I was thinking about when I was listening to this song is, the songs that they're converting to English, obviously the music was already been written, but I wonder if they have to rewrite any parts of the song in order to fit the lyrics, the English lyrics, in the way you pronounce them.
Definitely.
Because it's not like they have the same... The words don't have the same tone to it. Like when you speak in German, you don't sound like you speak in English and German are two very different, distinct languages. So
a sentence in German is like 3 English words.
So I'm just wondering how much of the musical side of the songs they had to rewrite in order to fit the English part. And it's not like, and I don't think they just went word by word translating either. They kind of had to make the lyrics make sense, right?
It's the same effort that Radio Tupac puts in to his Russian covers. It's the same shit. It's you have to.
I don't think it's quite this. Well, maybe it is.
I think it's harder, in my opinion. I think it's harder for Radio Tupac, but in a way it's in the way it's the same.
I don't know if it's the same thing.
I think it's the same thing because
I don't think they're I mean, he almost has to not necessarily rewrite the whole song, but he has to. He's making a cover.
He has to go through the lyrics and be like, okay, this word in German is like.
Not German, but like in English, because he's going from English to Russian.
No, I'm talking about for this.
Oh, for this.
Like for this word in German, it's actually like 2 words in English, but in German they combine it.
Not only that,
because even in Portuguese,
but certain words that rhyme or they have the same sounds as other words.
So it's like, okay, I'll have to take this. So instead of using this sentence of words that is this in German, I'm going to use this one word that kind of is the same as the German. Like,
okay, that part I get, but what I'm saying to you is the music then that goes around it. I'm wondering is how much did they had to rework? It's not like the song has already been written musically. But I'm wondering is if they had to fix like small little pieces in order for the words to be able to find the right
maybe
the right balance.
But I think it's just I think honestly it's just you finding the word and being like, okay, I need to use a different word because this word translates to this sentence.
That part I get, like, but I'm just wondering is musically what kind of impact does that have? Because if you're,
but you never know. Maybe it has a big impact. Maybe it doesn't even have an impact at all.
I know, but that's what I'm wondering. I'm curious about that aspect because when you're singing in German, the words that you chose for the lyrics was to match that musical dynamic that you had already created. So now you already have that musical piece together. And now you have to translate the lyrics and find a way to make them fit.
It's less musical and more vocal.
I agree with you, but I'm still wondering if they had to maybe add one small note here or remove something there. Like I'm just wondering. But I mean, the whole work may have been just vocally and lyric writing wise.
I think it's just.
But still a lot of work.
I think it's just lyric writing. In my opinion, I think it's just lyric writing and vocally in the song, making sure that the way you end something is the same how you would in German, so you can make the song sound the same, just in a different language.
Yeah, the part where they go, ha, 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 that's the same in English and in German. I mean, there's no difference there.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's the same, that's the same.
I don't know if there's a German word for
the guitar solo is also.
Yeah.
You know, guitar solo doesn't have nationality. Which, by the way, the guitar solo on this song is fucking epic. I love it. I just want to put that out there. All right, so anything else you want to add to this Highlander? Oh,
I'm excited. I'm excited for the record. To hear some songs in English that I'm familiar with, the German ones. A new song is also nice to hear. And like you said...
Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed, yeah. That's also way more your style.
Yeah, I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. So for me, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to also see some of the cameos that they have. You know, Lord of the Lost, Windrose... Orden Hogan, like, you know, that's interesting.
Okay.
That's interesting. So,
Orden Hogan is like, you would have thought I would have said Lord of the Lost is the one I'm very excited for, which I am.
But I feel like those guys are in everybody's songs these days.
Orden Hogan.
You're having a.
They're German, but their name sounds
that.
like, I don't know, a Swedish yodeler.
Really? Like they're from. Yeah, they look like they're. Ricola. All right, enough of that. Seb is gonna give me shit. I already bust his balls enough about the Angus McSig stuff. I don't wanna get on his bad side. So, anyways, are we good?
Yeah.
This was fun. I'm looking forward to this album. I'm obviously gonna review it on the channel. And I really hope that these guys, at some point in time, I know it's really expensive to tour in North America, but I really hope that they
do it.
I really hope that they find somehow a way to come to North America and play some shows. This stuff is amazing. Like, their music is just so much fun. So, all right, enough of that. We'll see you all at the next video.
See ya.